Something old, something blue, something creepy in your room. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Chris. This is Extra Normal Podcast. Alongside me is my co-host, Brianna.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
What's up? Yeah, working on that quarantine gut.
Yeah, we definitely are staying busy, doing a really exciting show for you guys today. And yeah, we're just chilling, doing our thing.
Let's get into it because we want to talk about,
Well, it's
this guy. Why? You want to first talk about,
Can I talk about this doll really quick? Here's what's funny. Okay, so he came up with the idea for today's podcast, and which is funny is because like when I used to do pinup, like everything, was about creepy dolls.
So to step 2 steps back, for those audio only, we are actually,
we're holding a creepy doll. And if you go on our Instagram, you'll be able to see.
We're gonna post it.
Yeah, pictures
it's
of it.
Unsettling. It's not okay. It's not okay.
It's such a live doll that
and that's the problem.
When I hold it, I feel like I gotta securely coddle its head because it's crazy real. Its hair feels just like that baby fuzz hair. It's kind of adorable. But I have an obsession with old vintage dolls, creepy dolls, all kinds of dolls. My salon's name is The Dollhouse. My pinup name was Dead Darling Dolly. That was more of when I was on my goth side. And then when I went more pinup-y, I cut off the dead and it just became Darling Dolly. So,
The dead followed you home.
So this podcast touches my soul because, yes, anything dolls, creepy or non-creepy, I'm into it. So, yeah. So, yeah, let's get into it.
And we do also have to mention for audio onlys, I do have a Hello Kitty cup. So
yeah,
it's not croaky, but the world's not perfect.
Because I'm cool like that.
So what's graced plenty of horror cinema through and through, creepy dolls.
Yeah, their inspiration, like Chucky, Annabelle. These are all based on real stories.
And a thing of genuine unsettling. I don't know many people who wouldn't walk by those, especially those old porcelain ones, and not be a little bit.
I have a collection of porcelain dolls. And when I used to do art shows,
surprise.
All my friends would be having these cool paintings. I'd go to thrift stores, rip off the porcelain doll's head. None of them ever possessed me. Well, I don't know. That could be,
as far as you know,
to be determined.
Well, there's some days.
But yeah, and I would just make some crazy art out of my creepy dolls. Remember my art shows?
I do remember that
so
art,
much
and
fun.
I buried
Unsettling?
it. I'm sorry, it was beautiful, but I buried it. I had to bury it for its power. So let's get into a few of these. You want to start out with the movie inspirations, or let's get into what a lot of people think. A lot of people think that these dolls are possession. That's what. It's not literally
Well,
animatronics.
I think it's kind of funny because it even people try to always look for answers. Well, why wasn't if that's really accurate and that's really a thing? Why wasn't it in the Bible and all that?
Nobody cares about that. I think that people were creeped out about. I don't think anybody's saying it.
But people are always trying to find the truth, and I feel like if you wanted to, quote unquote, make a Christian believe, it would have to be in the Bible for them to significantly believe in it.
If you look at a lot of what the theories are on that, on what who's behind it, it's all little kids. It's not Satan or anything like that.
Right.
For the vast majority, it's all dead kids inside these dolls.
Yeah. And so I dug up some stuff online that I thought was pretty interesting, and it was saying although the Bible does not specify specifically mention demons attracting themselves into idols or objects, the Bible does clearly note the existence of demons on many occasions, and also talks about humans being possessed by an evil spirit. So for me, because that's so intense, so why couldn't a demon possess a doll?
I don't know. I mean,
demons have the power to possess a human.
that's if you think that demons are like that. One, that demons are real, and two, that they're
Wait,
like
are you saying you don't believe?
that demons are real.
Yeah, or that dolls could be possessed?
I don't know on either. I don't know on either. I don't know that. I'm very wary of anybody who says like they go nuts because they've been possessed by a demon. I don't know. That I'm always like, you just went nuts.
Well,
or dolls. I think that.
Well, today many people see and associate all like of evil spirits, with voodoo dolls, crystal balls, Ouija boards, which
There's a lot of voodoo.
I have talked about clearly, in our past episodes about me being so obsessed and addicted to the Ouija board. It was very dangerous as a teenager.
No,
So
Hasbro.
so that to me is very powerful. So I definitely believe in dolls being possessed. Not saying that I was possessed.
Yeah,
Hopefully
no,
not.
I don't know. So we're laying the groundwork for this because you clearly believe that there's actually like Annabelles and stuff like that running around causing
100%. And like everybody like who knows me really well knows how much, not even just dolls, like I love antiques. Like almost everything in our house is vintage. In my salon, everything. And I've always worried about stuff like that. Like, what if it is possessed? Like maybe the owner that passed away had this weird connection. Maybe it was a wedding present. So, or something sentimental to them
kid.
that they connected to, And it's funny that you said that because a lot of people talk about dead children connecting to these possessed dolls.
Sure, and we've touched on some stuff too because it seems that like there's a big voodoo element because we'll talk about a few specific cases, but there's a lot of people. This is a shitty thing to do, but people giving these things like these possessed dolls as gifts as like a vengeance thing.
You fuck with the wrong person.
Like literally
gonna get what you get. Okay?
Literally the doll that was based off of Chucky was like a fuck you gift apparently.
Yeah, and I don't think the child deserved it. It was more like it was these servants that were treated poorly. So you can't, who knows what really happened, but definitely was a racial thing. And the woman who owned the plantation home was mistreating them, and she didn't know they were into some voodoo shit, and they came right back. And that son was possessed once he got the Chucky doll. The real doll's name's Robert. That's what he named the doll after him. But that child, even as he grew up to an adult, was infatuated with this doll and had him with him his whole life. It like ruined his marriage because of it. Like he had to have the doll sitting in the corner while they were
whether
sleeping.
this is real or not, if you're carrying around a doll from your childhood and talking to it, that's going to ruin any marriage, whether it's real or not.
Well,
you're talking
no,
to your doll.
I mean, I don't talk to dolls, but obviously, like, I love dolls.
What if I stumbled in and like one day out of the blue, I'm like, hey babes, I forgot to tell you about this doll when I had as a kid, and I found it. I found Timmy, and I just started talking to Timmy all the time.
I would be like, you are my soulmate because I love dolls too.
Yeah, but no, I'm not.
I'm
Not
kidding.
just
I'd
like
be like, get the fuck out.
Yeah,
you lost
no,
your
it
fucking
would
mind.
be
Fuck him.
alarm bells.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Chucky was a possessed doll.
And pretty much, I know like movies over dramatize things, but the story is, I mean, it's kind of very similar to what really happened.
It's not
and even when Robert, the actual human, that when he passed away, like that doll, they put the Chucky doll in the attic, and he actually was there until the next people bought the house. Then they had a 10-year-old daughter, gave the daughter the doll, and then the same thing started happening. So that 100% that doll was possessed. Okay, Robert just wasn't fucked up in
Not
there.
100%.
Yeah.
No.
I believe it.
No, it's probably. I think that the dolls in and of themselves are creepy. I don't want to be around. I'm telling you right now, I don't want to be around this Robert the doll like alone, just
Oh,
because it
yeah.
would be creepy.
So on our Instagram page, we will post a picture of what he looked like.
Yeah,
He
it's
straight
not.
up looks like a voodoo doll, like 100%.
Well, also
And like
it's an
you
old-timey
guys
doll.
know, like if you've listened to our podcast before, like I've talked about like voodoo and how real it is and how respectful you need to be of it. And it's not just about like, oh, like, black magic and all that. Like, I've met with voodoo priests.
Sure,
I don't
we're
know what
gonna
to
go
call
with
them.
that.
But we've gone into voodoo temples, wonderful people, great
Oh yeah, for
aura.
sure.
When I was having a haunting, they completely helped me. And so, I'm not like trying to be like, it's voodoo, nothing like that at all. But in this case, like I said, don't fuck with the wrong people,
I don't know, but why? The thing that I can't get past is, so in a world where we all believe in ghosts and stuff like that.
Not all of us do.
Not all of us, but if you do believe in these like Chucky dolls and stuff like that, you're gonna believe in ghosts. Why did they go into is it like a part of their spirit that's in the, because why would a whole ghost go into a doll and just hang
Well,
out and kind of like tap on the window every 2 years?
Well, that's what's interesting because like there has been like other like encounters and like these people are trying to, they always say that it's a child that has like taken over this doll. And to me I'm like, but children are so innocent and pure, like, so why would they be so misleading and so hurtful?
Like mischievous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I don't
know?
know. Like there's this weird like, it comes down to like people believe in a weird voodoo energy that people espouse to it. I don't think, even if, so here's the thing too, is I don't think that, because you see a lot of like these tales of like the dolls being possessed and then it gets transferred over to another person, the chain of possession transfers and stuff like that. And people say, oh, the doll still like, fucking teases the fuck out of them. Like you hear a lot of stories of with these possessed dolls that of like baby, like, because people put them like, a lot of these like stories, like people will have it for like a week and then they'll be like, oh no, I don't want this right now. And then so they'll either put it in the basement or they'll put it somewhere, they'll lock it up in a cage, like a cage is probably not the right word. But then they hear baby cries and stuff like that. But I don't
And
know.
a lot of them they can't get rid of. Even the ones that they've tried to get rid of, like they just legit can't get rid of them. So
What would you do if you had a non-threatening haunted doll? I get it the fuck out of the house.
I'm a weirdo because I feel like if it was nice, like I would want to take care of it in the weird. You know how I am with my dolls, like I don't, in the weirdest way possible. I would feel bad, like I was abandoning it if it's not harming. First and foremost, my daughter. Like I mean,
So you're gonna be the one who brings home the Robert doll and fucks it all up. We're all gonna get slashed.
I have a fucking creepy doll in the garage.
That's
And
why
that
it's in the
shit's
garage.
at least 100 years old. And I fell in love with her. Like I gravitated towards her when I got her, but we never had like an experience like with it at all. So,
I never had an experience with it. Doesn't mean
we've
it's
had
not
hauntings,
gonna stay in the
but
garage.
like if you listened to our podcast before, that was, from a spirit, like from a man that actually passed away in the house prior. So yeah, safe to say so far, all of my vintage dolls and things around the house haven't
Got up
us
and
yet.
left or moved around.
Yeah.
I feel like I could fuck with you on this. I could like shift some dolls around just tonight alone. I could shift some dolls around.
I'm too
Make
gullible.
a meal out of this.
I'm too gullible. You already know.
I don't know. Maybe I would keep a haunted doll in the house. I think it'd be good. Like if you had like Annabelle, I think it has to be a high level. You have to have like a super possessed one, because if it's a low level possession, like I saw it flinch its arm once, like 6 years ago, like that's not impressive. People just think you're crazy.
Annabelle definitely had like a Chucky vibe, like the story, like that, the real story of Annabelle. So I definitely, I would love to go. Like, here's the thing. Like, when I see like these dolls, I'm like, oh, I want to go see them. And then I'm like
No, you
scared. I'm
don't.
like, what if they attach somehow? Like, because I already feel like that's a door. Like, I was a witch in another life. And I try to like block that off, you know, because I
Here's
don't
the
want to
thing,
open
too.
that door.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
not going to go there.
I think I would get mildly creeped out in the moment, like of seeing whatever. I think it would linger with you. I think you would believe like the maybe the spirit followed us home, like the Haunted Mansion ride at Disneyland and like
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Hitchhiking ghosts.
Hitchhiking ghosts, 100%.
Well, so and during our research, I found a doll that I really kind of gravitated to, and I think too because he had kind of like a in the end it was positive. Like we'll post a picture of this guy on our social media page because he's definitely creepy looking. He has human hair, which apparently a
Oh,
lot of
are you
these
talking
dolls,
about Letta?
yeah,
Letta me out.
Let Him Out, which which he got his name from the owner. So this owner, his name is Kerry Walton. He had this like creepy house down the street that he would walk by, and he was trying to face his fears, and he decided that, okay, I'm gonna go to this creepy house and I'm gonna just go inside, and it was an abandoned house, so he's like, I'm gonna go inside,
Of course, it was an abandoned house.
I'm gonna, figure
fucking
out like,
Scooby-Doo.
why this house is freaking me out all the time. So he goes in, and him and his brother, they actually, there's like a cellar, so they go down, and he thought it was a little boy, like a dead body, and he turns it around, and it's this creepy doll, and the doll like he couldn't, just like for me, I'd be pieced the fuck. I don't need to take no doll home with me. Like I'm in a fucking cellar and there's this random doll in an abandoned house. Like, no thank you. They left it here for a reason.
Yeah.
So he takes the doll home with him because he just feels this, and he put it in like a sack, and that's where the name Letting Me Out came from, because they said like they kept like in their car, they would see like it was at night, so when other cars would drive by, like the reflection of the lights come in,
Yeah.
they said they swore they would see the doll moving in the back seat, and like he's saying let me out, so that's where his name came from.
And again, another dead boy, right? Wasn't that he traced it, right?
He was supposedly
These dead kids
well, so they
won't
went and
die.
saw a psychic, however truthful
then
is.
it's all.
The psychic said it was a 6-year-old boy that drowned.
That's where they got that info from, a psychic?
Yeah, a lot of them.
gross.
A lot of them. Annabelle. I don't know about the Chucky one. I think no. I don't. No. I don't think they did. But Annabelle, yeah, like people would go see these medium like that, can sense whatever. But yeah, I thought it was really fascinating. But the cool thing about him is that he has a Facebook page. You guys should go check it out because it's pretty awesome.
Letta has a Facebook
You can
page.
follow him, and
Follow
he
him up.
tours. So he goes. They're from Australia, so I don't know if they come all the way out. We're in.
Oh, if he's coming, we're
California.
gonna see Letta. I'm gonna go see Letta.
I am, and you can
100%.
hold him. He could sit on your lap.
I don't know about that.
And I was
All the
like,
scuzzy hands that touch
doing
that
some
doll.
digging, and some people that have
Get some real
gone to meet him
diseases out of that.
have said that like when he's sitting like on your lap, sometimes you feel him move, or if like say he was sitting on your lap and I want to take a picture and I was watching you from like a couple feet away or wherever you're at in the room, like his eyes just kind of fixate on wherever you're at, which I thought was like holy fuck. And they say that he has like a fake little brain inside his head, like it's like whatever that's made out of. I mean, the doll's 200 years old, and it comes from Eastern Europe. So of course I'm gonna say Romania because Dracula. But
So let's stretch out this new world of ours. So what if we took it even further? What if I found little Timmy, my long lost doll, right?
fucking Timmy.
And I came home and I was like, I found Timmy. Like, long last, this is beautiful. And I still love you, babes. I still love you. But
you love Timmy more.
me and Timmy, we want to make a throuple. We want to have a 3-way marriage. Would you still, if I wanted to have a...
I'm into dolls, but
Okay.
not in that.
Okay.
Not.
All right.
I don't want to fuck my doll.
I'm just testing the waters.
I
just
want
in
to
case
take their heads off
Timmy
and
comes
glue
back.
them onto other objects.
You don't do that to Timmy, though. Don't fucking do that to Timmy.
I hate you. But no, our marriage.
I would assume no.
Our marriage would be ended.
I would hope
very,
no.
very quickly.
Honey.
And you probably wouldn't be allowed to see your daughter very often.
Why?
So,
Because of me or because of Timmy?
just the whole situation.
I think you should give Timmy a chance. I don't think you should just.
Oh my gosh.
Well, based on that, it would be even worse because it'd be a little boy. So that would be grounds for arrest, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's Letta,
Yeah.
and his fucking.
And then, so there's some
You don't
other
think Letta's
goals.
pissed that his owner's hawking him off? Like he's like going
No,
on book tours with
he's
him?
friendly. I think he likes it.
You think Letta's a.
I really think he likes it. That he's got this positive energy about him, and everybody says that meets him. They said, yeah, they sometimes feel him move a little bit, and that's a little bit weird. But like, no, like
Does the owner have him sign like fake autographs? Like like people put.
no. But the Facebook page is was if it was him
Sure.
speaking.
Sure.
So that's a
But you
little
know who's
weird.
cashing those paychecks? Carrie.
Yeah.
That's who's cashing those paychecks. Is Carrie.
So there was a cool one that I was reading about and just like, watching some videos on because I wanted to get more info. I probably watched like 3 or 4 about this, and it's about these China dolls. There's 3 of them, but I think only one of them was really possessed.
Yeah. Only one of them was real. Not all 3 of them were
So,
bullshit.
and this is an interesting thing. A lot of these dolls are always bought at secondhand stores, which obviously everybody who knows me knows that I love thrifting. And so I was just kind of like, ooh, it kind of like creeps me out that they keep finding these dolls in these like secondhand stores. And so this woman buys this doll because she's just gravitated to it, and she's not into dolls at all. Like never, no, not like me. Like obviously, I would buy it. But she said this doll just kind of was like, and she was like, oh, it's only $5. I'm going to buy it. So she bought a couple of them. She said they looked like they were worth more anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So she went for it and she bought them. And then when she brought it home, she said she just started feeling uneasy presence. I guess it scratched her husband.
Because you get some old creepy dolls in there.
I was kind of happy. I was like, oh, good. It scratched your husband. Maybe I can get that doll so I could scratch you while you're sleeping.
You would.
So, I
would.
thought it was funny that it only scratched him.
That's fucked up. These
But she
dolls
was
are
weirded
little
out.
assholes. Like
So
all
she-
these dolls are assholes. They're
So
like,
she put it in her
ain't our fault.
in
you
like
got
her
stuck
garage
in a
because she was like,
porcelain.
okay, weird stuff's happening, the doll's moving, all this stuff. And so she decided she was going to sell it, which she got like $800 for it, like, because I think it was more for people that like haunting stuff and they wanted to like really dissect it. Again, she went to a psychic, had it analyzed, and there was like some child that died that was connected to the doll. And she sold it. Yeah, she got rid of it. And then I guess like kind of like the ghost hunter people, they came in and
Did you just do air quotes on Ghost Hunter?
well, yeah.
Wow.
Well, because some of them,
Do they really hunt?
Come on, no, because I mean we watched the show, and a lot of them it's just all the hype. What was
It's
that? What was that? And then
television.
it's like commercial
they have
break, and you're
to.
just like, really, like come on.
Like even like that. Okay, so even like getting into some Ghost Hunter stuff, even like the genuine like ghost hunters and that stuff who are looking for stuff. Most of the stuff, like once you're in like for like the most popular ones that were floating around for a long time ago, there's still some out there, but the most when they had their like big surge of popularity, like season 6, like episode 20, you're grasping at straws. So most of the stuff you go to is probably not that haunted. You've already gone to Alcatraz 4 times, so you're like, fuck, we got to go to this house in Burbank, like, and so and every time it's never like with these ghosts, they can't ever have an episode where they're like, well, there was nothing. We kind of just hung out,
Except
we got
for
some
I feel like
takeout.
we
and-
did see one episode, which again,
I'm sure they've seen
Doll
some
Island.
stuff. I'm sure out of all the episodes they've seen.
yeah. So
100%.
in Mexico City,
Getting back to dolls, good segue. Good,
there's-
look at you.
we're staying on track. In
No, we're
Mexico
not.
City, which bums me out because man, if I would have known that this was there like 10 years ago when I did a wedding over there, like I totally would have been down. There's in Mexico City, there's this island that's called Doll Island, And
Very clever title.
yeah.
Not as clever as Letting Me
And
Out.
let me tell you, like when you go,
Letting Me Tell You
it
Island.
is literally like all dolls, like creepy old different styles of dolls. And we've seen like videos of like the crew that have gone and stayed there overnight, and some of the dolls talk. So like randomly the dolls will be going off. Is it a malfunction with maybe the mechanics? Possibly. I think that it's legit haunted.
Well, the creepy thing about that is that I don't know if all the dolls are like, it's like the tiki room of haunted, like creepy dolls, like everybody starts singing. That's how I pictured it in my head, and that's how I hope it is. But the creepy part of that is the origin story, because the dude who owns that island, the reason why he started the island is because he found, apparently the legend is, who knows, but the legend is that he found a girl
drowning,
who drowned,
and he got to her too late.
He got to her too late, and as a kind of a in memoriam, he put up a doll, cause a little girl, and that kind of fueled this whole passion and stuff like that.
So every time, he would go into town, because he lived alone. Like it was kind of a secluded place. And there's like, of course, like people saying, oh, well, he was insane. Like he lived by himself. Everything, probably got to his head. There was never a body of this girl. So was the legend really true? But I mean, I
think that he was insane, but I think that if you let your mind ramble, you could maybe argue that he was driven insane, like Shutter Island style. Like he was maybe the island got to him, or maybe something else.
He relived it maybe in his head that I could have saved this girl if I would have got to her just a little sooner. Like I could have saved her. And maybe that was just his humble way of just like, oh, like she was young. I'm gonna like make this shrine if her spirit's here, doll, so it's like respectful for her.
I mean there's a lot of that. We in us researching, whenever you look up ghosts and possessions and all that stuff, the Winchester house always comes up. It's always, and she was driven mad by guilt. Like she was possessed by guilt. I don't think the Winchester, without getting too far off into a tangent, I don't think the Winchester house it's weird, but I don't think it's haunted.
No, like when we went there, I was actually disappointed because we were really looking forward to it being haunted, and it's fucking wacky. There's like staircases that lead to nowhere, but we totally were in the seance room for a good amount of time because I really wanted to feel some kind of energy, and I thought if there's anywhere we're gonna feel energy, it would be like the seance room.
Yeah,
nothing.
Well, if there's anywhere you're gonna get like that, like weird energy, is a lady. If you're gonna ever have ghosts, it's one of the likely candidates is the wife of the husband who made the Winchester rifle. That's where the Winchester name comes from. Yeah. Who's because the reason why she went mad is she felt guilty that her husband. And so she felt she had to play a part in it.
All
her
those
husband
people
created.
that the guns,
the lives they
God, if she
destroyed.
was alive today, she would have been fucking beyond sick, because of just think about all the people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She would have been like a CEO of Winchester Inc., and she would have been an honorary. She would have spoken all got $1 million speaking fees for the NRA events and all that stuff. So, So I mean, that if there's anything like, because we're it sounds like we're leading towards all this like doll action being a lot of like revenge possession, like fucking tortured souls, tortured kids, and stuff like that, and that sort of thing. Like Winchester's a likely candidate, but I didn't get any. I'm not gonna say Winchester's not haunted, but I didn't get any vibes. I didn't get any.
No, I really wanted to. Like I no joke. Like I I get like such a, we both do, for a rush for like haunted places, especially like back then, like, because God, how long ago? It was before kids, so.
Yeah, and it's not even that I'm like, I don't know if ghosts are real. Who knows? It's fun.
Here we go.
I don't know. It could be. Very well could be. I don't know. It's fun though.
But yeah,
it's a fucking blast trying to find ghosts.
But you know what? I would have lived in that house.
I wouldn't have lived in that house.
It was fucking
You know
cool.
me. I'm such a klutz. I would have walked out a door that led to nothing and fucking
broke
fell.
an arm, a ligament.
Like Wile E. Coyote. Look it up, kids. Looney
true.
Tunes. Just walked out the door and fell to my death.
There's some also like some newer, like, you know, you see little girls like playing with their toys on YouTube. So there has been some like newer footage, which I thought was pretty cool. One that's pretty known is Pigtail Friend. And it was a little girl. She always had a feeling that her doll was like watching her. She just had this feeling. And so she would always tell her dad, you know, and finally her dad like installed cameras. And then they caught the doll, like, it's like she's playing with another doll and the other doll's like swaying its head back and forth. And it's on, like, you guys could watch it, you know, on YouTube, Pigtail Friend, and see if you think it's real. I think it's legit. Who knows, nowadays people do a lot of fake stupid shit, so you never know. But I thought that one was pretty interesting.
Getting into recent ones, apparently there was we can listen to this, but there was an Elmo doll, a tickle Elmo that was giving death threats.
Oh yeah, like, I'm so glad.
Did you hear what was that deal?
We got rid of all of Clementine's Tickle Me Elmos because there were a couple times when that shit would go off by itself. Clementine she went through a Sesame Street phase, but like, and she loved Elmo, but never like how some of these kids go crazy.
Yeah, Elmo was a thing.
But yeah, so that kid's Elmo, so apparently, this is the conspiracy with that though. So apparently, like, you can program your Elmo to say what you wanted to say. So
I'm gonna kill you.
Hi there, little David, or whatever.
I'm gonna kill you.
So yeah, so the Elmo said to the little, let's just call him Robert, like, said to the little kid, instead of saying like, "Hi Robert, I'm Elmo," ha ha ha, like whatever he does, it was like, "I'm going to kill you, Robert." And then so the mom was just like, "What?" And then it makes you wonder, did he have an older brother? Like, you know, and then I guess she called the company. They gave her a new one because the kid was so obsessed with the doll, even though it was saying that. And then it was getting the little kid to say that. The kid was repeating, "I'm going to kill you, Robert." So fucked up. Like, I went spring cleaning out of Clementine's room, got rid of all her fucking Elmo dolls. I can't with those fucking dolls.
Think there's gonna
anyway.
be death threats?
Oh my gosh. So yeah, creepy.
So what else did we have? So I had one of the ones I found, getting back to old timey, was the Patty Reed one. We were watching that.
Which one?
The doll that's in there hasn't been any hauntings, but that's the thing with these doll hunting. It's
Tell me.
The one that should have hauntings and stuff like that, isn't not, but it's creepy. Is that the Patty Reed one, the one that from the Donner Party, the little girl Patty Reed who?
Oh, they were cannibals.
Yeah, the Donner Party where they had to
tell them the story.
Well, she just was. It was literally like a girl from the Donner Party, had this doll, and this doll essentially, if you look at it from an eyes of like possession and stuff like that, like let's go into a world where everything's Toy Story.
But wait, let's take a step back. Talk about the Donner Party.
No.
And what they went through. So they were coming to America.
I'm focused in on
because
Toy Story.
The lineup is so good. Tell the story, and then you can go into your segue.
I just want to imagine.
Fuck.
I'm gonna get through this. We're gonna plot it. What if Patty Reed's doll? Okay, Disney. Now that I have your ears, Disney. Gotta. I know that you're probably done with
patent
Toy Stories.
pending.
Toy Story 5. Opening credits. Woody somehow gets back there, and he's all the gang are there. They're all tumming it up. They're all having a ball. All of a sudden, Patty Reed's doll that saw humans eat humans shows up. She's like, "Hey, you fuckers, I've seen some shit." Credits. Opening credits.
Anyways, can we get into the?
Can we get Patty Reed's doll into Toy Story? I don't care about the actual story of Patty Reed. I just want to see her.
Fucking creepy. The story's fucking creepy. This doll's been through a lot of shit. So they were coming to America.
Woody, you don't know shit about shit.
It was kind of like shit. Kind of what we were going through. What we're going through right now with quarantine and stuff. Like, there was times where we're like, oh, like, is food still gonna be supplied? You know. So this shit was back like what, 18th century?
Let me look at the actual time period.
So
of the Donner
basically,
Party.
it was the Donner Party. They were coming over here, and there was a point where they didn't have food. There was no food supply, and so they ate
No air
rats.
supply to listen to either.
They ate rats. They ate whatever they could manage, and then people started dying, and then they started eating each other.
Yeah.
And throughout all this, the little girl that had the doll witnessed all this. So
The doll seen everything.
So this doll is what, like over 118 years old now, or something crazy like
Look
that.
up the Donner Party.
Yeah, so this doll, like, just to know what this doll's seen and been through is trippy. But
1847 is when it happened.
1847. So yeah. So talk about what encounters. Has she been really like haunting people?
No, and that's the thing, is that this doll is creepy. Like, I think I might be scared of this doll more than some of the others. But she hasn't really
knowing she was amongst
knowing.
cannibals?
There's not the traditional, like, again, common denominator with all of these creepy dolls is like babies crying. You can hear babies cry. There's always like tapping and repositioning. It's like the common denominator on this thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's gotta suck to be a revenge doll and all you could do is fucking tap on a window. Like, that's your best revenge. Like, if I were a revenge doll, I'd want some Chucky action. Like, I want to stab some motherfuckers. Like, let's get this knife rolling.
Chucky, the real name Robert of the doll, he got to the owner. He got to the owner in the end.
Did he kill the owner?
Well, the owner started doing like beating his wife. He would blame it on the doll.
Blame it on
and
the fucking prick. This guy's an asshole.
And then like
fuck this guy.
And then he started
I'm
talking
with
to
Robert
himself.
the doll.
He would do stuff and say stuff, and then he would wake up not remembering what happened. So I believe that this doll was trying to, just like the story of Chucky, he was trying to embody a human instead of the doll. I think that's probably the purpose. That's probably the purpose of these dolls, that maybe it's their way. They need to connect to something physical and then get that connection.
I guess. I think Robert the doll.
Robert the doll.
Robert the doll. Robert the doll. It sounds like a weird ancient ruler. Robert the doll. I think he originally came to life or whatever, that they got the curse in him or whatever. And I think he started to go up to this guy, the owner of Robert the doll, and then he's like, nah, this dude's fucking crazy. I'm going to back off. And I think Robert the doll, the spirit inside Robert, booked it. Like, I think he was gone. I think he's like, this guy's got it on his own. He doesn't need my help for any possession. This guy's fucking hit his wife and talking to me like,
no,
we're good. We're good. Mm-hmm. I'm out.
No, because Robert the doll, a.k.a. Chucky, to this day, he's still alive.
AKA big
and
doll.
And you can go visit him and in where? The Keys?
The Florida Keys.
Let's go to Florida Keys
Florida
to visit the Chucky doll. So he's alive there, and he's very, like, he's a little fucking diva. Like, he's like a celebrity. He's like, don't take a picture of me unless you ask permission. And if you try to take a picture without asking permission, your camera, like, there's been so many reports from people saying that their camera works funky. It won't work. It won't focus on the pictures. And then once you ask permission, then your camera will start working.
It's not a thing.
I don't know. Let me tell you, I'd be respectful. Okay. I'm not going to go in there being like, fuck you, Chucky, Robert, wherever the fuck your name is. I'm going to take fucking pictures of you regardless.
If I were a 150-year-old dead child, the last thing I'd be worrying about is like photography rights. Like, did you get clearance on this?
All right. Well,
excuse me, do you have clearance?
We're gonna go.
We're
gonna go and we'll see what happens.
He's really concerned about
copyright
protection.
It's not just like one person said this. There's a lot of reports.
Listen, like, the creepy thing is like moving around and stuff like that. I just think he's a little bit of a prick for worrying about, who takes his picture. Who the fuck cares? Robert the doll, if you're listening, who cares? Listen, we just want to take your picture. Mad love. Like, listen, we're here to provide love to you.
He didn't give a fuck about that.
You think so? You think he's just salty?
He's probably a demon.
150 years of saltiness or whatever it is.
Which is funny because we've talked about like genies, which were called
Why demons so salty?
Like jinns, which are known for like in Middle East and also in Asia, like genie in a bottle type deals. They always depict these. They always depict these genies for being mischievous. And so I'm like, what if it was actually a demon they were dealing with? Like, could be trying to like, oh, I'll give you this if you give me that. Same thing with these dolls. Because if you look at the movie Chucky, these conversations that the little boy would be having, it was always the doll manipulating him. You think about it, a genie bottle, I'll grant you these wishes if you do this for me. So it to me, like, it could be the same type of demons just fucking with us.
Yeah, I mean, they seem to be like these are all the Lokis of dolls, of spirits, because they're all tricksters.
They could connect to anything. It doesn't have to be a doll.
Well, why don't they just connect to like a toaster?
My water bottle right here.
Oh, you're killing the ghost. Please stop.
I'm drinking Robert.
Robert the doll. It's fun to say. That is really fun to say. Robert the doll. I am Robert the doll.
We're gonna post a picture because that doll.
That doll.
And he's wearing a sailor outfit, and the way they have like he's like
takes away from his creepiness.
He's in a glass, and the way that they have him like
hey,
sitting
sailor.
is like fucked up. I think he has like a teddy bear in his lap. It's like nope, no thank you.
You just made him 200% less creepy by putting him in a little sailor cap and a teddy bear. Hey there. Hey, anybody here for the spooks? Anybody want the spooks? What's up with the spooks?
Well, no, because like even like his parents would hear the doll's voice, and he had like a deep like man voice. Just like it's so. Chucky did a great job.
Hey,
like I have to say, because like when I'm doing all the research,
but what did he have? So they heard like voices from him.
Like so he would have like so with our daughter, if you guys have kids out there, like. You hear your kids playing, and they make the voice of that person, of the little doll they're playing with, and then the other one.
I'm a possessed creepy doll. Hi.
And so,
I'm an axe murderer.
He would be legit talking to his doll, and they would hear the other voice. And at first, they're like, "Oh, like he's making a creepy voice for the doll," and they started to realize, like, that's not our son. That's a fucking doll talking back. So.
Nutso.
It's wild.
It is wild. Story is, it's all fucking wild. Wild child.
Yeah. So.
And there's been a few. There's the. Did you do any digging on Harold? There's a doll named Harold.
Oh yeah, like he kind of like.
The kid died, and and then there was Joliet. Did Joliet is the one where apparently again, petty ass people. There was a lady whose son died at 3 days, and she was jealous because someone else got pregnant, so she possessed the doll. Essentially, she put some voodoo casting on, some Merlin shit. She did that, and then now for generations, like not the girls but the boys at 3 days die with his doll. There's a few cases of that. It repeated itself with the next generation, right? Yeah, it carried on.
Yeah. So, so it's pretty crazy. As I felt like with that one, I again believe that. I don't know if that was voodoo. That could have been some kind of sorcery, witchcraft, in a different sense. But I 100% like. The weird thing about Harold is that, but then they keep him in the family. Like some of these people with these dolls, even though these dolls do fucked up shit to them, they cannot let go of these dolls. Oh well, now we believe that it carries the spirits of our ancestors that have died. It's like, how about you let your ancestors go to the next realm, wherever they need to go, not be stuck in a doll? Because I know if I was stuck in the doll, I'd be like, can you please fucking burn me as a doll. Let me go to wherever I need to go. I don't want to be stuck here anymore.
Especially a 3-day-old. I mean, what?
You don't more.
There's instead of memories, there's just sadness. Like I don't.
Yeah.
Why keep that? I don't know.
Yeah, that's super weird.
It puzzles me 100%. And there's a fun doll. You heard about Pupa?
Oh, the Italian doll?
Yeah.
so in Italy, they this is what we're going back like 100 years ago, 50 years ago. They might even still do it today. I'm Italian. I should know this stuff. Which I'm a little bit jealous that I never got one. So they would use human
I didn't
hair.
get a possessed doll? Not fair.
They would use human hair. I don't know if it was the hair of the child. I'm guessing, maybe.
Not the hair of the doll.
But so they would make these dolls that looked just like their child. And so of course the child loved the doll, same matching outfits, same features or whatever. And so this doll, what was her name? Pucha? How do you say it? Pupa?
Fupa?
Fupa.
Fupa's a doll.
Pupa. I don't know. I feel like Pupa's a weird name.
Yeah, it's like a shitty English. Like it reminds me of Peppa, but not good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, there's a lot of this like with all these dolls. There's a lot of like it shifted on me and it moved and stuff like that. And I hear babies crying. I don't know. What do you think? So I think you're gonna say 100%. I think you're gonna say 100%.
You don't know me. Don't put words in my mouth.
I'm gonna put them in your mouth.
I'm a little tipsy.
What's the percentage you think that there is a possessed doll out there?
100.
100.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Here's the thing. Like again, you guys know that.
Based on what though? Like some shifting and stuff like that.
My religious beliefs are I believe in Christianity, Christ. Obviously, to an extent, because I don't like the conformed way that they've made us try to be religious or whatever. So for me, like that's why I had brought up it, like how I said in the beginning about like biblically, because there's no question that there's stuff going on with demons.
But they're not coming into toys, right? Why would they come into toys?
It doesn't say that biblically, but there's a lot of stuff obviously in the Bible that we don't know. We're not supposed to know everything. So But
why not humans? It seems like
definitely demons do, but I think it's like Robert, like going back to the Chucky doll. Like so the owner, his name was Robert, he went by Gene. His doll that was possessed, Robert, the Chucky doll, he slowly did take over. I believe he took over Gene's soul.
But so that might be one. I think.
And then he died, and then his wife died like very soon after him.
Yeah, because he beat the shit out of her all the time.
Maybe because he was embodied by.
No, yeah, I think Robert the doll is creepy, and I think who knows what kind of eerie shit happened with that doll. I think that it sounds like to me that this Gene guy was just a fucking asshole who blamed everything on this doll, who obviously had some kind of psychosis. Like, even if you think that, like, there's been no cases where a doll has literally got up and said, "Hey, I'm Chucky. How you doing? Like, do this stuff for me." Like, it's all insinuation. So even if for some reason there was a little bit of possession in Robert the doll, and he did some tricks and stuff like that, and Gene heard noises that was coming from, I don't think it was to the extent where the doll was like, you need to like beat your wife and stuff like that. I just don't think. I think that was part of his psychosis. Like the weird things with the dolls might have
like they do stuff underhandedly. Like they do stuff to harm you. They make you feel like they're doing something to empower you, to make you feel good, and you get so wrapped up in it that you believe them, and you don't realize they're deceiving you until it's too late.
Well, I don't know. I think in a world where ghosts exist, I think there's probably some benevolent ghosts that are just there to like visit people, just to kind of hang out, stuff like that. There's probably some trickster ones or whatever.
Again, we can always say that, like, is it really a ghost or could it be an extraterrestrial? I'm always going to make that a segue.
You're always going to bring it back.
We're always going to take that and bring it back.
So you think of aliens?
Fucking with us? Why would ghosts?
That might be the most
like,
likely candidate that
there you
aliens
go.
like. I'm gonna get
There you go.
this
gene,
rag doll.
Yeah, they're called the gens, and maybe they just come here to fuck with people.
That's some clever ass shit. If you're
And think about it, because the dolls aren't possessed 24/7.
no,
There's
they're not.
times where so these gens or whatever they are, like extraterrestrials, can be like just come in through their wormhole and then slide back when come in anytime they want to.
That's some mischievous shit.
I'm gonna come and fuck with you, and then I'm gonna go back.
I'm gonna travel the universe.
I kind of would do that. I feel
to
like I would do that.
just to shake a doll.
I would think about how we fuck with our daughter.
Just to shake a doll and then bounce out.
Hey, you know what? I fuck with my cat. I make him do TikTok videos. I fuck with our kid.
Alien's
I'm
gotta be-
always trying to like spook our daughter and tease her. So I get a kick out of it, and it's funny because she does it to me. We all do it to each other. So in a sense, again, we're all a little extraterrestrial, aren't we? So
Okay, what?
fuck you.
I'm gonna lay down. I gotta lay down.
Goodbye.
What is the percentage you think that? Okay, we're gonna go full stretch. We're gonna stretch this out here.
Okay.
What is the percentage you think that aliens are behind, like things like Annabelle?
Like this?
That is. I'm not religious at all, but that is proof of Satan right there.
No, it even has like real eyelashes. Here, let's do a close up. So
Oh God!
look at its cute little feet. It's got little baby feet.
It's so terrifying.
You know what's insane about these dolls? I forget what they're called. It was
Nightmare
given to us by a
dolls.
friend, but people legit have these dolls. Like I've stalked them on Instagram because I was like, I gotta understand, why do they make these dolls look so human? It's not for like our daughter to have like a baby doll.
No.
It's for grown ass fucking women my age. They have nurseries for the fucking dolls. They sell everything that's by the same brand as a doll. Clothes. They have like conventions where you go and these people are
Can we go to that convention? Can that be our first trip
We
out?
should do a podcast about it. And
I
then
will
they wear
100% put it.
They wear them with the baby Bjorn. What do they call it? Bjorns? What are those things called?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, they're called
Maltese.
baby Bjorns. I'm looking up that convention right now to see if tickets are available.
I couldn't believe
Hopefully
it.
it wasn't canceled.
I found a girl who actually sells them. Like she I think helps design. And so you basically can either show them a picture of yourself or a picture of what you want your child to look like. And they make them to look like however, if you want blonde, blue eyes, sleeping like this one. But I mean the lips, I mean everything.
I'm just glad the eyes aren't open.
I think
that's a saving grace
being
for
a
people
mother,
listening
being
on the audio
maternal,
end.
I have to hold, because it looks so real to me and it smells like baby powder, I have to hold it like a real baby.
So for people listening on the audio only, she is cradling this fucking doll like a real baby. This is her Timmy. This is her like.
Yeah. See, okay. If this baby started talking to me, I would listen because it's it's so cuddly. If it said kill your husband, I probably
Please
would.
kill me.
I'd be like, okay,
Please
I'll
kill
him
me.
because you're so sweet. Just kidding. But it is a really. I think
Okay,
it's
what percentage would you
beautiful.
put on you kidding
I
about
think it's
that?
I think it's a beautiful doll.
It's
I don't know why you hate it so much.
a
It's
doll.
so funny. I brought it outside to show our neighbors, and they have like a 4-year-old. How's Ricky? Is she 5? She just turned 5.
Don't know.
5-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
And both of them wouldn't get close to it. They were
100%.
They were like, no.
It's a nightmare doll. It's a nightmare doll.
likes it, but she doesn't.
No, she doesn't. Our daughters.
I think
I don't
she
know if you know
likes
our
it.
daughter's name,
She
Clementine. She does.
respectfully likes it because
No, she doesn't.
my friend that got it for her, but then also because I like it.
A true test.
I like this doll.
A true test of a child's
It's a
love
cute doll.
for a thing is how much they play with it. And
But
she's
she
never
has so
played with
much
it.
she's a spoiled only
You're
child.
blaming it on something else. That doll's creepy.
What doll
That doll's
does
gonna
she
come
play
alive.
with most? I would say just mostly her LOLs.
Yeah,
Don't
I
you
don't know.
think?
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I think this has been an episode of Extra Normal Podcast. My name is Chris. You can find us at extranormalpodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram at Extra Normal Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Extra Normal P. We're going to be opening up some other avenues like Reddit and stuff like that for more open stuff, that sort of thing. Where can they find you, Brianna?
Darling Dolly on Instagram with a 0, not a no.
Beep, boop, beep.
And the Dollhouse Sparkles is where I'm doing all my resin. Cool intergalactic stuff. So check it out.
Check it out. So this has been Extra Normal Podcast, and I say, always be friends of ghosts
And dolls.